inadequate and not feeling good about my body and feeling self-conscious. That first memory started when I was probably 9. Um, my first time skipping an event was when I was in 7th grade, and I would literally skip pool parties and things like that because I didn't want to be in a bathing suit around other people. I felt very self-conscious. I never felt like, good enough kind of feeling. I struggled with it more in high school. I wasn't I wasn't overly overweight, if you will, but I was bigger than I wanted to be. By the time I got into college, I started gaining weight faster. And then by the time I had got married and started having kids, the weight really just started piling on. I love to eat. I'm an emotional eater. I would say I have like a food addiction, that kind of thing. And it just was like a runaway train, like the eating and the lack of exercise just really caught up to me. And with babies and pregnancies, I got really big. It was probably the moment that I had my first child and was pregnant with my second, and I was 37 weeks pregnant, and I lost her to stillbirth. And it was at that moment that I realized that I had been hiding from everything in my life. And I think it was just that kind of wake-up call that I had this little boy here to take care of, and I didn't want to take him to the park because of the way I felt about my body. I didn't want to go on a play date because of the way I felt about my body. I was just embarrassed. And it was when I lost my daughter that it just kind of all came and sort of really clarified things for me, that that's not the way that I wanted to be a mother, and that's not the way that I wanted to live my life. And, I always kind of felt okay when I was pregnant and fat. I had that all like pregnant and fat's okay. Yeah. So I went on to have more kids. I had my son Benjamin, and then I had my daughter Lila. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, I knew she'd be my last. It was my third baby, and I had had complicated pregnancies, and it was a lot for me. So I knew that I was done at that point. Yeah. Yeah. So with that pregnancy, and with each of my pregnancies, I had been on bed rest, and with her, I had gained 70 pounds. So I had, in between these, pregnancies, I had kind of lost some weight and gotten a little bit back into shape, and then boom, put it all back on. So when I was pregnant with her, I had seen on Facebook my old college housemate had a P90X hat, and it said Coach on the side. And I had always seen those infomercials, right? You see them, you see them, and you're like, oh, I wish I could do that. But I wasn't like an exerciser, and I didn't feel comfortable to work out like that. I didn't have faith in myself that I could do something like that. And I never challenged myself ever, because I like to be comfortable, and I didn't want to be pushed like that. Like, that was uncomfortable for me. So, but I was ready. I was ready to have my body back. I was on bed rest at the time. I had gained 70 pounds. I was like, this is it. I am going to be a mom of 3, and I want to be able to live my life and, really be a good mom to them. So I reached out to him, and I said, as soon as I get the okay, when I'm done with this pregnancy and my baby's here, I am ready. So we had kept in touch throughout the pregnancy, and then I had a C-section with her, and at 10 weeks postpartum, I got the A-OK to work out, started doing P90X, fell in love with it. Huh? What?
You had to start at the top, huh?
Yeah, right? I know, because why, right? Why, yeah, why anything else but the best?
I started at Insanity, so I don't know why we start at the top and work down, but...
I think that we see that infomercial, and we're like, I want to be able to do that, That's how I felt anyway. Yeah. I wanted to challenge myself finally. I wanted to do something that I thought I could never do. So I did P90X. I started losing weight. I had lost 20 pounds, and, my friends started asking me what I was doing. it was just so natural. And I'm just a sharer by nature. So I was just sharing what I was doing, and I was sending all of my friends over to my coach and telling them, get it through Keith, you know?
Yeah.
And my husband had said to me at one point, he said, why are you sending everyone over to Keith? Why don't you be a coach? And I was like, well, I'm still like 50 pounds overweight. I don't know who's going to listen to me. Like, I had that feeling of self-doubt that I could influence people, that I could inspire people, you know, but apparently I was doing it without realizing it. So I said, you know what? I love to teach. I'm a nurse by trade, you know. I love to help people. It's just who I am. So why not? I'll give it a try, you know. So I signed up to be a coach, and at first it was really just for fun, and it was for to help other people. Literally, I just liked the way that it felt to help other people and take other people along the journey with me. But then I started getting a little competitive with it. I was getting more and more success with Beachbody products. I felt really accountable to doing my best because I was a coach. So that was like helping me with my own journey. And then it started getting fun, because then I was like, oh, I can earn trips. I can earn free trips. So then I started earning, you know, I earned my trip to Atlantis, Bahamas, and I earned a trip to Disney. And I'm like, this is great, you know. And then I wanted to rank advanced, because that was the cool thing to do, right?
Right.
So I wanted to rank advanced to diamond, so I got to diamond, and then it kind of hit me. Like, I didn't jump into it as a business right away. It was more for the reward of just helping other people, and then being able to take my husband on a trip for free, or taking my kids to Disney for free. Those kind of things with a reward. And then I started to see the paycheck.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, wait a second. There's a whole nother side to this, you know, that I wasn't even thinking about. And you know, Danielle, from my training, the last thing I wanted to do was to sell anything to anybody.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted you to touch base on, kind of how I love how you say it, not to spoo everybody on your Facebook. Allie says it, not to be, I call it be icky on Facebook. But if you could kind of like touch on that, because I know that video really helped me, because sometimes we're not even aware that we're doing it, and we're doing it.
Yeah, well, and I was the worst offender, trust me. When I first started, I was so excited.
I know.
You know, and I felt like, all right, if I want to be successful, how are people going to know to buy P90X or Shakeology through me if I'm not putting it out there, right?
Right.
Like, how else would they know? So I have to advertise. And I just was like throwing corporate posts out there, and yeah, I did a lot of spewing on Facebook, and I did a lot of regurgitation of corporate posts, and my friends were sick of hearing about Beachbody. And it was just like a process that over time I realized, wait a second, this doesn't feel good. I don't like feeling like this. I don't like selling. I don't want to be icky. You know, how can I do this naturally, share that I have these things to offer, but not be pushing it on people. So I always say, attract, don't attack, because it was, and I don't remember who taught it to me, but it was a kind of that aha moment that I realized that I needed to bring people to me by leading by example, and, you know, inspiring others naturally, and then being able to offer what I had, you know. It's a week-long training that I gave you guys, so there's a ton more to it, but it really comes down to being yourself, being authentic. Whenever I post on Facebook, I ask myself, do I have an agenda? Because if I feel like I have an agenda, then someone else is going to definitely feel like I have an agenda for them. I focus much more on building relationships than I do on points. I make Success Club at least 10 months out of the year, and I don't really worry about it anymore. I just know that if I do the daily things that I'm supposed to do every day, which is building relationships and talking to people, then it's going to happen. I mean, I do have to put myself out there. It's not going to happen organically, but I know that there's a time and a place for everything.
Right.
And there's a right way and a wrong way to kind of do it.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yes, definitely. Because I know, I didn't even realize it was the 18th of the month already. I just looked at the calendar today and I was like, oh my God, where did this month go? But,
I know.
I tell my coaches, I tell them, I don't care if you hit Success Club anything, because it's hard. I don't know if you agree. It's hard to hit Success Club. You really have to build that relationship and get it going, kind of. And it's definitely, I was a coach a year before I finally hit 10. I hit like 10 twice, and then 5 twice, and then 10 again. And it's not been consecutive, but I don't stress out about it if, I don't hit it. I mean, I know the coaches say that it's the way to build your business, but as long as we're, like you said, if we're doing those 3 vital behaviors, then we're doing something right, because those
Right.
are right.
And it should it should fall into place, like eventually. Like at first, if you're chasing Success Club points, it's going to be hard, and you're going to get frustrated because you're chasing points. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's draining. It definitely is. But if you focus on helping 3 people a month, I'm gonna focus this month on helping 3 people get started. How can I do that? How can I share my story to inspire someone else? It does happen. I mean, it takes practice. It takes a lot of personal development, listening to those national wake-up calls just for those little itty-bitty nuggets of moments, aha moments that you say, oh, okay, I should try that little thing, whatever it is. And you get molded over time. You mold yourself into who you are naturally as a coach, what people are attracted to you for, because we're all different. We all bring something different to the table, and people aren't coming to you because you have a product to sell. They don't care about Shakeology. They don't care about P90X necessarily. It's really about who you are.
Right.
And I try to teach my coaches that you need to believe in your own value way more than anything else, Yeah.
And then, how long did it take you to get to, I guess I'll ask first, how long did it take you to get to Diamond? And then how long did it take you to get to 3-star Diamond?
I got to Diamond fairly quickly. I would say within the first 3 months, which is pretty good. But then at that point, I held Diamond for a long time.
And it's a hard rank to, hold.
It is, yeah. I held Diamond for a very long time, probably, I would say at least a year and a half before I hit 1 star.
Uh-huh.
And now things have started to just fall into place. But it's that compound effect of just working with my coaches and just really believing that in the long run that all this is going to fall into place and come together, and it does. But you really do need to stick with it and just don't give up, because it's so worth it.
I kind of tell my coaches, you really do need to give it like a year, because after the year, things kind of start falling into place.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've learned. I mean, I finally got like a $300 paycheck, and I've been at it for almost, 2 years now. But things, it happens. It's just patience. Yeah.
If you do your power hour and you don't I think a lot of my coaches get kind of overwhelmed by the number of invites that you need to have, or the number of this that you need to add so many new people to your network each day. I just say, if you can do one of those things every single day on your power hour list, right? You focus in, do one thing, reach out to one new person, say hello to one old friend. You do that every day, and it is going to come together. It'll come together slower than if you were adding 5 new people a day or whatever, but it'll come together. It's just a consistency thing.
Can you kind of just explain really quick what power hour is?
Yeah, power hour. It's so funny because I have it with me. I did. Power hour is that time of day that you set aside, and it can be like broken up into chunks. A lot of people work or they have kids. They can't necessarily set aside a complete hour. So I say, if you have 10 minutes, you do this. You know, you have 15 minutes, you just break it up into segments. But it's where you're doing your, you know, couple invites. And inviting can be invite to watch a video, invite to a challenge group, invite to listen to something, invite to a webinar, invite, you know, anything. And then I found it. I found my little, I made the, all right, so Danielle, you know that I'm obsessed now with Erin Condren, right?
Oh, and I have to ask you for Missy to show your planner at the end of this, because we're waiting for ours.
Oh, geez.
Rhonda
Okay.
will probably kill us and get one and hate me too as well, because this is the girl that got me addicted to that site.
Yep, that was sorry. But yeah, so I have my time to focus, and I like literally made this through Erin Condren, and it's add new 2 friends a day, connect with 5 people from your list of 100. You guys know what the list of 100 is? They call it the list of 100. Just if you just keep track of all your contacts, anybody that you talk to, even if it's just like someone likes your Facebook post or something, just write them down in your contacts and sort of kind of either put like little check marks next to it or whatever, how many times you've connected with them, because they say it takes, I think it's like 7 to 10 times that you touch a person for them to like actually
like
engage
7 to 10 no's. Well, 5 no's before you get a yes or something like that.
Yeah, but not even just like the no part, like just touching their life in some way, just
right.
Them seeing you, or, you know, connecting with each other, or having a message back and forth, like that kind of thing.
Right.
It takes time. Send out 2 new invites a day, check in with your challenge groups, check in with your free groups, respond to any messages, check in your back office for new customers and your coach status, all that kind of stuff. Schedule GSR calls with new coaches, engage in your team page, engage in your training groups. If you're doing a training group, like go in and do the task and, you know, engage in there, send follow-up emails, and plan social media. So that's kind of how that's the power hour. But I, to be honest with you, I have to spread mine out throughout the day.
Right. Yeah, I do too, kind of. It depends. I'm going to open it up for questions for them. Let me unmute them.
Sure.
Missy and Rhonda, do you have any questions for Nikki?
I do. I'm curious to more self-help information, I guess. How did you, or where did you go to find the appropriate self-help to where you can open up to more people, be more of a more positive person? Like, I'm having a struggle being positive in my life, so that's something that I have on my goal list, is to be positive for myself before I be positive for someone else. But I'm just looking for the right literature or something that I can see that will be positive in that aspect. And I see you have a lot of books behind you, so that's my question.
That's some of them. I bring them, I carry them around my house, and my husband's like, why do you need all these books around you?
Yes.
I don't know. I can't explain it. So I would say, do you have a pen?
I do.
Okay. Have you heard of You Are a Badass?
No, I have not.
It's really good.
Okay.
I would say that one's one of my top for that kind of thing. The Magic of Thinking Big is really good.
Okay.
I struggle with it too, though. You know what I mean? I think it's
So
not alone.
somewhere. So that's great. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Nothing I can think of right now.
So you call that the Power Hour, the flyer that you just showed us, correct? Okay. I started a binder I thought, oh, if I had a binder, then I could, because I just recently started, so I'm limiting myself only 30 minutes in our little group that we have, and 10 minutes on Pinterest, and then I have 10 minutes to myself on my personal thing. But then after, like, I'll do cardio at night also. Then I'll allow myself, if I can't go right to sleep, then I'll allow myself an hour or more for more social media stuff. Do you think having too many is too much? I just narrow it down to the power hour type thing, or?
They say to do like pick two social media platforms. So,
Okay.
and it's things that you're really interested in. Like if you're interested in Pinterest and you love Pinterest, then use Pinterest. You know what I mean? And use Facebook. And what I ended up starting to do was I started a website, like a blog kind of
Right.
website. And I also have information on there so that I can funnel people to that. So I don't have to like be sharing all the time, because I'm bringing people to a site where they can kind of see things for themselves. Does that make sense?
No, it does. I started a blog just a couple days ago because I feel more comfortable in a blog rather than Pinterest. I think Pinterest should be more of my personal lifestyle thing for myself rather than this aspect of my life and what I hope to be, my full-time business. But I do want people to see, because I'm doing the 21-day fix right now, and I want to get some other programs. But this one, I really love it because I have seen progress within myself. So this one's really working out for me, and I'm going to continue doing it until I can move on to another one. But like I've been doing in our little group for Danielle, I've been posting like my pictures of my meals, like my dinners, more so than anything else, because I put a lot more effort in creating them. And I'll just post a picture, but I'll say the recipe's on my blog. So hopefully I'll get more readers at my blog in that sense. But like you and Danielle were saying, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want people to feel like I'm pitching them some BS story, because I can't express enough. That's not what I want to do. I do not want to be a seller. I do not want to do that. I want people to understand that this is a program that works for me, and I want them to know that it works for me. Like, I wouldn't tell them otherwise.
And I remember Nikki saying in one training, she does not like to bring up the prices at all, and she actually has a document she gives people when they ask her about the prices. Like, I'm okay with it now. I don't love doing it, but I know Nikki doesn't like going over that, so she has her own little kind of document she gives her customers so they can see.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to do it.
Right. I mean, I'm totally, at this point, like, I'm totally comfortable talking about price, and I feel very strongly that it's a good value. I think in the beginning, when you're a new coach, I think it's hard to kind of really feel that deep conviction of that this really is worth it, and it's harder to convey that, I think, to customers. But I've been doing it long enough now that people know that I'm doing it, and they know that I've been doing this for 4 years, so it gives me some credibility. So when I say, like, the price or whatever, it's a little bit less of an issue. But yes, I like to use this when people are like, well, how much does it cost? I can share my document with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going over pricing last night with my little brother. I had watched an infomercial the other night, and it was that Beachbody one, I think, where they're doing the weightlifting, and it's the green package. I'm not sure if I think it's Beachbody is the program. But
yeah,
that's it. Well, my little brother's training right now. He's doing a lot of cage fighting and that kind of stuff. But he's so scrawny and he's so little, and I'm like, I think this program would really work for you because you need to get some muscles. I don't want you to die. You're my little brother. Well, he had his first fight and he lost it, but his next fight's in March. And I told him, I've lost 7 pounds and 3 pounds and 18 pounds and then 4 pounds. And so I'll be weighing myself again at the end of the month just to see where I'm at again. And he's like, yeah, I had to lose 18 pounds, but I gained it all back in 2 days. I'm like, how did you gain it back? I'm like, see, the diet. I told you, don't diet. This is not a diet. You need to get on this program. And when I was trying to explain to him the pricing, he was like, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, don't freak out though, because I need to learn how to better approach that, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
On the pricing part of it. But I told him, the Shakeology alone is well worth it, because you're not going to McDonald's and getting the coffees and the shakes, or Starbucks, or like Roxbury even is a place here where I'm at. And they really, they're healthy, but they really have a lot of sugar, I believe. And they're too sweet for me, just like Jamba Juice is way too sweet for me. And I told him, I said, you really should try the Shakeology. So I have 2 little sample packets left, and I'm sending that to him and my mom. So hopefully they'll see, because they're really about all natural and herbs and all that kind of stuff. But the pricing kind of scares them away, and so I'm afraid
And it does. I mean, there's
to approach that with my time.
yeah. I mean, I've definitely when you tell them the price of Shakeology, they're always like, "Wow, that's so expensive." But then when you break it down for them, saying that $4 for a meal, and you're having a healthy meal, and you're getting all the nutrition you need, and that it's your daily dose of dense superfood nutrition, and kind of explain it that way. That it kind of there's ways to get around the objections of pricing. You'll learn as you go along. You'll get a lot better at it.
Yeah, and the thing that helps me the most with that is just to really be honest and tell my story. So I always share that I totally I say, this is how I say it. I say, oh, I totally get it, because when I first started Shakeology, I thought it was expensive too, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be worth it. So I get it. Like, you're not sure, you haven't done it yet, you haven't felt the effects of it. So how would you know? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I say that I tell them the rest of my story, which is I used to drink a latte every single day from Starbucks, which is at least $4.50, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's more than my Shakeology every day. And I was trying to lose weight. I had 70 pounds to lose, 80 pounds to lose. That wasn't helping me anyway. So I replaced my latte with Shakeology every day, and lost the 80 pounds with the diet, with obviously with clean eating and working out every day. And then it ended up saving us money, because my husband and I would have a shake for dinner some nights rather than going to get takeout, or rather than having a $10 salad for lunch, I'd have a shake. So I ended up saving money in the long run.
Right. I just need to be more comfortable in how I word things, I guess. I'm not there yet.
No, just keep practicing. Just keep practicing. You'll get it.
Okay, and now for the finale, we need you to show us your planner, because Missy's supposed to get hers Thursday, and mine is in printing now.
All right, hold on one second. Let me go grab it.
Now I'm jealous.
I'll show you the link, but you're gonna kill me. You're gonna want one. Isn't she?
Well, I've been designing my own. I haven't printed it out yet because I need ink really bad. But
I watched a bunch of videos on this.
Yeah.
So that's it looks like it's kind of glare.
Do you have to put it all together yourself, or do you just order it and it comes that way?
It comes this way, yeah.
See, it has her name on it, and then it's got the packaging is really neat.
I got lots of stuff coming out of it already. Yeah, it really is awesome. You have, your calendar, which I've been using mostly, for all like my Beachbody calls and stuff like that. I put in there. It's awesome. I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah.
It comes with all these stickers so that you can like put your little stickers in there. And I had some made. So I had like Fit with Nick, which is my website, ASAP, Shakeology, Beachbody, and then I did like Bill's.
We have one that's already a little addicted to the stickers and the pens over there, Missy. She's got on Pinterest. She's got quite the board going on all of her stuff over there. I haven't had time to even look at the stickers for it.
Oh my gosh, go to Etsy and forget it. You're in.
Yeah. My question was, I keep everything on my iPhone pretty much. Is it hard for you to switch from the iPhone to your? Because I want to get the most out of it to your planner, but I like seeing things written, so I'm more visual. So for me, I think it'll work. But
yeah,
I
don't do well with like a count. Huh?
You came up with that crazy plan on how you were gonna do it, and I was like, I got a migraine just looking at that.
What my little?
Yeah, the way how you do yours. But I've watched
chart?
videos on them, and they're crazy. Like, these people are like nut. They're like so protective of their planners.
Yeah. So I have my little chart.
See? There you go.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's giving me a headache. And she's got like beach body time. She's got like way too organized for me.
Yeah, well, I tend not to be organized. I tend to fly by the seat of my pants, and things are just getting like. Luckily, that's good. It's a good thing. It's a good problem to have. But things are getting so busy that I just have to. I was like, I gotta get organized, or I'm gonna like miss out on stuff.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have any more questions for Nikki?
Nope.
No? All right, then, Nikki, thank you so much for taking your time and joining us. And we hope you have a good night.
Thank you.
And stay warm. I know where are you, in Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold there. I'm in
Oh, yeah.
cold.
I'm in Ohio. We're like 10 degrees.
But thank you so much, Nikki.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, and have a great night.
Nice to meet you guys. Good night.
You
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Jenny's here too. She's wonderful. She's not a salesperson, and I'm kind of the same way. Like, I hate bringing up prices to people, and like I remember one time my I guess he's not really my upline. I don't know what he is. He started spewing off numbers to me, like, and to me, that loses me. I'm like, no, I'll do it my own way. But the other thing I wanted to say is, Missy, congratulations on your SCT.
Yes.
Thank you.
I was just saying, yes, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, and you know who it is? You were asking about her the other day, Teresa. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who bought from Missy.
Oh, good. Yay.
I'm like, this is crazy. And
Yeah, Teresa and I have been friends for a long time through breeding dogs.
Yeah, I just remember
breeds
her.
dogs too now.
I just remember her through, well, you also through MySpace, and, everyone progressed over to Facebook, and then, you see everyone on Pinterest, whatever. But I had found one of her, I believe it was Instagram, and so I added her, but she has not been active in over a year, and I just thought, man, whatever happened to her? And when I last spoke to her, she was just getting into the photography, and she just had a grandbaby. So I was just curious.
Oh, no, that's a different Teresa than the Teresa I'm dealing with. That was Teresa Hensley that did my stuff with us. This is a whole different Teresa. This Teresa lives out in Iowa.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to that Teresa.
She goes like by Brown Eyes or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Teresa. She and I started school before she did, and then it turned into like a battle with her or something. I don't know, and I haven't talked to her since.
Wow.
I've had one of those. Okay.
Yeah, I just deleted her. I don't have time to put up with anything, so that was that.
So I have a question for you, Danielle, real quick, if I may. It's like counting down or something on the screen. But So one of the people that might be a potential client for me, she's more interested in only the Shakeology. Now, I want to help her get into the Shakeology,
Right.
but what do you think about that? Should I?
That's fine. I mean, you don't want to, if she wants, you can ask her if she wants a couple sample packets. I'll send them to her from you. And she can try it. I know a lot of people like to try it before they buy it. And then, if she gets it, the good thing about Shakeology is if she gets it and she loves it, then she can put it on Home Direct, which helps you as you'll get
right.
that.
That's what I told her is the best to do. It's the cheapest to do it that way as well. And that way she doesn't have to, oh, I forgot to order it. It's already at your front door.
You'll know exactly. I haven't had one customer that has actually one family I got hooked on Shakeology. They call me, and if they're like, where's my Shakeology? And I'm like, I have to look at the date to see when it was taken out, but that way they know they get it every month. And I think some people might at
every 28 days, correct?
Yeah. Mine comes out on Jonathan gets mad at me because it makes him nervous. Mine comes out on the 28th, but see, the reason I did it that way is if I don't hit Success Club, and if this cuts off, I'm sorry, but if I don't hit Success Club that month, I have a stock of Shakeology in my closet right now. So if I don't hit Success Club, I'm not going to, have them ship me. I'm going to say, wait, hey, and you can do that. Because say, hey, can you hold it for a month? And, maybe if I hit Success Club the next month, okay, can you ship it to me again? Because
I need to rewatch the video on that one. Just the Success Club thing again, because it's not registering in my head.
Yeah.
I think that was in my 7-day, my week thing, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah, I need to rewatch that one.
Yeah, and trying to think what else. I had notes somewhere.